Boom, this is Kenyatta Hill representing for Asta Black. I want to tell you something. Kensington, Maroontown, Gallant, whole South St. James. Look forward,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
Root
man.
sanity.
Where you come from?
I come from East Carolina University, Greenville, North Carolina.
Asta
Yeah,
Black,
you
they
sound
back
like
it.
you're an immigrant.
Asta Black,
You
they
have a green card to America. Where you from? Spanish Town?
No, I'm Chinese.
Okay.
I was born and raised in San Francisco,
Oh.
San Francisco, California.
You sound like you're from Spanish Town, St. Catherine, Jamaica.
No,
Oh, you understand
Maybe
my
I-
language?
yes, maybe I should go over there.
Yeah, you should go see it, man. It's on the south coast of Jamaica.
Okay.
But welcome to
How
Jamaica,
How
man.
far from Kingston?
It's like 45 minutes outside of Kingston, coming this way,
Okay, to the west.
coming west. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, from Kingston.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. This is your first time to Jamaica?
This is my second time.
Good, you're Jamaican then, man. You see, once you come 2 times, you're initiated.
Fantastic.
Yeah, man. So, what are you doing here at the Holiday Inn?
I am here with the Engineering Design Graphics Mid-Year Conference. I'm the division chair for the Engineering Design Graphics division.
Chair for UTECH.
For the Engineering Design Graphics division.
From what company?
Well, the Engineering Design Graphics division is
Of-
is a division of the American Society for Engineering Education.
Okay. So what? This is UTECH.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're here with. Why?
Yes,
You were invited.
they are co-hosting the conference
Okay.
that we're here for.
Oh, because so it's not really a UTECH conference.
It's an engineering design graphics division of the American Society for Engineering Education conference, but they are hosting us.
Fantastic, man. And because it falls in line with UTEC's curriculum.
Correct. Yes.
But I have to pull that out of you. Why you do not tell me the whole thing, man?
Oh, okay.
So, you're in Jamaica, and
Yes.
tell us a little bit about your profession.
I teach engineering graphics at East Carolina University. I am not a part of the engineering program. I'm a part of the technology program. The College of Engineering and Technology actually has 4 departments.
Yes.
An engineering department, a construction management department, a computer science department, and a department of technology systems. I'm a faculty member in the Department of Technology Systems.
Is it something that Jamaican young adults coming out of high school should look forward to get into? Is it a money-making opportunity?
Yes, it is. Technology's constantly changing, but as long as somebody is willing to keep up with the changes that occur and learn to learn,
Yes.
they have the capability of making a career out of it.
I know what you mean, man, because every day Microsoft
Yes.
or Premiere Pro that we use for editing television
Yes.
come up with something new every day.
Yes.
We continue learning, always it's changing.
Yes.
My name is Ras Asta Black, and you're live on Bob Arts Television.
I am live, okay?
Yeah,
As opposed to dead.
are you name?
Bob Chin, Chin.
Chin.
Yes.
We would call you Mr. Chin in Jamaica.
I answer to other salutations.
Like every Chinese male is Mr. Chin and the female is Mr. Chin. So you're right. There, Mr. Chin.
I will respond to Mr. Chin, but I have responded to other salutations in the past.
See, we live with a lot of young adults. They watch Bob Arts TV, and it's like they want to learn, they want to advance. What would they need in their home if they cannot afford to go to a college like university or UTECH or so on? What do they need fundamentally? Can they go YouTube and study?
Yes, they can. Probably one of the prerequisites is parents that are supportive of what they wish to pursue in the way of a career or a profession. That's probably the most important dimension, is support of their parents, and then enthusiasm for what it is they're pursuing. I mean, if they want to go into computer technology or network security or engineering graphics, technology programs, they have a passion for it, that helps.
Yes.
And then, of course, skills in mathematics, the sciences, English, believe it or not, English is helpful, extremely helpful.
Yes, yes.
But math and the sciences are probably some of the more important topics or subjects that they should be studying.
Yes. So, would you recommend that you go via technology like computers?
Yes, I would strongly recommend that they possess a computer.
And literacy.
And interest, yes.
Computer literacy.
Yes.
You need to understand computers.
Yes, it's extremely important that you're literate with a computer. A computer is nothing more than a tool.
Yes.
It's an extension of the human body, the human mind. So when you become proficient as an athlete, as an example, with a baseball bat or a football, if you're proficient with baseball bat or a football or a cricket bat,
Yes.
Those skills translate to greater performance. So the computer is nothing more than a tool. If you're proficient with the aid of with the use of a computer, it's an extension of your mind and your fingers.
So, at one time we were thinking computer will just net you up like fish, and you're like, you get caught in the net, in the web. But ones have to start thinking about that now.
You have to think about the net in terms of being a fisherman. It's like a tool for making a living.
And that's what the Rastaman says.
Yes. And don't think of the net in terms of being a fish, because the fish is eventually going to become somebody's meal.
Yes.
And what you want to be able to do is be the fisherman and manage the net and catch your fish.
See, and the fish is global, isn't it?
Yes.
So the
you can
way
fish anywhere.
Fish anywhere,
Yes.
from your home, under the coconut tree, anywhere.
Yes.
Sachin, thank you for coming to Jamaica, and what you've said now is very informative and good for my listening audience, our viewing audience.
Well, I appreciate you asking me.
Yes.
And I've enjoyed my time here thus far. And I expect I will continue enjoying my time here.
Fantastic. So you're in what state again?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay. Ganja isn't legal there yet, is it?
It is not.
Okay. You're going to move to California?
I was born and raised in California.
You're going back?
I don't know whether I will be going back or not.
Boy,
There's a possibility.
Can you imagine they're legal now to recreational cannabis, everything?
Yes.
I'm running for Prime Minister of Jamaica, and that's what the first thing I want to do with Jamaica when I become Prime Minister. What do you think?
There is money to be made in that area. The difficulty might be dealing with the black market.
Not black, white.
Okay, white market.
Yes.
Okay.
yes. Because more white people come to Jamaica than black Americans.
Okay.
Most of our airplanes coming to Jamaica, it's like 90%
From
black
Western
people.
From Western countries.
I mean, from the U.S.
Oh,
U.S.
okay.
is our biggest marketplace. So 90% of people on any flight is white tourists. So
Yes.
it's a white market, and that's the market we're looking for
Yes.
because they have the money, not true.
When's your election?
Next 3 years.
Next 3 years? Okay.
Yes.
So you have a little bit of time to
Yes.
work up your platform.
True, man, and I need a good educational
Yes.
advisor, so I'll be calling on you.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Chin.
Okay.
Respect. Asta Black.
Thank you very much.
Rastafari
Take
love.
care, okay?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
One love. Don't go nowhere. We're going to catch some more of them big, educated people here to talk more about what we can do to be the fisherman. Respect. Yeah, man. Respect.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Asta Black never
Sachin.
Yes.
What do you see? What from being here your second time, looking inward in Jamaica? What do you think our young people need today to educationally?
Educationally, I think addressing education has to occur after tearing down the gates. As an example, this complex and many of the other complexes along this road out here
Yes.
are gated. And I believe there are many homes that are gated.
Yes.
There's a reason why they're gated.
Safety.
There's a reason why they're,
security.
yes, safety and security. I think what Jamaica needs to do, and I'm not a politician, I'm not in law enforcement,
I'm a politician. Tell me more. Tell me more.
but I think what we need to do is address what is causing those that own these properties to put up the gates and the fences. What is causing property owners, such as the Holiday Inn, to put up the gates and the fences, higher security? That's what needs to be addressed. Once that's addressed, I think we can begin addressing the educational needs.
So, is it psychology, psychiatry? Is it like your psychic work on you because you know you're locked out of these gated community? Because most of our people, the majority of our people cannot afford to go into the gated community to live.
Correct.
Because they're overpriced, and then you're protecting a set of people against a set of people. Or what? So, how do you say addressing it? But then, how do we get in the minds so that it can be addressed or level the playing field?
Part of it is the differences between those that have and those that do not have. Many of those that do not have opportunities to pursue those opportunities that those that have. Jobs, as an example, are there jobs available for everybody?
Yeah.
I mean, this is very simple for me to say. I mean, I'm in a secure position. I have a job.
You have a gated
I live
community?
I don't live in a gated community.
Okay.
In Greenville, North Carolina,
Yes.
which is where I live, there are very, very few gated communities. Some of the retirement homes are gated communities, but they don't necessarily have security.
Yes.
The security that they have is very limited. It's not apparent.
True. Because most people live on a steady income. Pay scale is good. For example, a hotel. If you're a housekeeper in a hotel, you get a certain pay in the States. And here, doing the same job, your pay might be less.
Yes.
And that's the playing field we're trying to level.
You've got to level that playing field.
Yes.
And I don't know what the answer is to leveling the playing field.
True. And we as politicians need to know.
Yes.
Yes.
How to do that.
How to
Learn
do it.
how to do that, or find those that are skilled at doing that
Yes. Yeah, man.
to address those issues.
My brethren, Durvan Malcolm, want to talk to you on Power 106. So, come forward.
Okay.
Respect the Sachin.
Okay.
All right.
Take care.
We're gonna level the playing
Okay.
field.
You contact me whatever
For
you
more.
need to. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will. Respect. Yeah, man.
Take
Thank
care.
you very much.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, this is so important, man. Leveling the playing field. You touch on the all-inclusive concept that locking us out or locking them in. Now, we don't mind it. I don't mind it. But if my people working for less than minimum wage inside, because we should even think about minimum wage. If you work as a bellman on Michigan Avenue in Chicago, and you can accept tips, you should be able to accept tips here. And if you get a salary working in the all-inclusive or in the hotel industry, you should be paid in US dollar at the same rate as other hotels of likeness on the global scale. Because we're talking about one world order. We're talking about, same pay, equal pay for equal work. My name is Rasta Black. You're watching Bob Arts TV. Don't go nowhere. Enough more coming. Zachin,
Yes.
you touched on a very puzzling topic when you speak of the gated communities.
Yes.
It's kind of puzzling to us here in Jamaica, and we take it as a norm. But it's not the norm.
It should not be.
It should not be.
Correct.
What do we do? If you were living in Jamaica, what would you push for?
I guess I would ask, as an example, if we're looking at all these gated communities, these recreational gated communities, why, I understand to a certain extent why they are gated, because everybody who comes here pays a certain fee to get everything.
Yes.
If it's not secured, people will be coming and going, and it would be more difficult to ensure that those that are entitled to the services get the services, and that those that do not pay for the services do not get the services.
Yes.
But we also have these armbands,
Yes, yes.
which
Show you.
will help the staff identify who is supposed to be here.
Yes.
But I agree that from a security standpoint, it is much more difficult to secure a gated community from those that are entitled to be here and those that are not.
Yes.
But there are private homes that are gated. Why are they gated? Why are private homes gated?
You think it's because just like if you own a house, you would put a wall around the house,
Yes.
so your dogs don't go out
Yes,
or other dogs don't come in.
correct.
So that's probably the idea around gated homes or gated communities, which, I guess we have to understand in today's day, whereas, safety is important. But you know what the trend is now in tourism is the ungated communities. Because people are looking now for the experience.
Yes,
And the experience, if you come into an all-inclusive resort, you're amongst the same people you leave from
Yes.
North Carolina. But if you come outside the gate,
yes,
you find Rastafari,
yes,
you find us,
yes,
and the experience is out there.
yes,
Eat on the banana plantation with
Yes.
us, some big dumpling like this
Yes.
big and things. So, little by little, the barriers are being broken down
Yes.
by the same people who thought that it was safe
Yes.
inside and not safe. Because, it's so safe. Make friends
Yes.
with people and you're a friend.
yes,
If you walk with me downtown Montego Bay because you're with me
yes,
or with another Jamaican, you're just like us. You're
Yes.
Jamaican. You walk and talk, But the promotion that most island get is that it's safe inside the gated community.
yes,
Subliminally,
yes. What we're saying is that it's not safe outside.
exactly.
And I don't, and maybe I'm just naive. Maybe it is safe out there.
Like it's outside. Yeah, it is. But it outside. Most, and if you notice the trend globally for gang warfare, is like, to be poor is a crime. So if everyone was on a level playing field, people were getting paid equal work for equal pay
Yes.
and things, I guess it would be nice. Because Jamaicans,
It would be better.
It'd be better.
Yes.
They say nice. It'd be cool. And That's our goal at Bob Arts TV, is to inform ones how to get knowledge through that. Because, for example, community tourism, but we don't have internet in the communities. Now, what do you say to that about Jamaica? Lacking of World Wide Web.
The opportunity, yes. Their awareness of the rest of the world is set back as a result of not having internet access.
Access to the world.
Right.
Because, like, all Jamaicans can sing except me. And they could create their own studios in their communities and bring people like Mick Jagger to come to Maroon Town, St. James, and so on. Those are the kind of things that we do on Bob Arts Television, is to agitate for everyone.
Yes.
So that our government can facilitate. Thank you for talking to us.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
And this interview is a whole heap of patch, because Mr. Chin, every time I grab Mr. Chin, come put in a little bit more, Thank you so much, man. Respect.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
I want to take you downtown Montego Bay.
Okay.
Later.
Okay.
Respect.
Take care, okay?
Look
Yeah,
forward.
man.
All right.
Bless.
Brutality. Hype me I tell you about. Woo 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 woo. Asta Black never get.
My name is Noel Brown. I'm the head of the School of Engineering at the University of Technology. And here we have on display some posters that were done by our engineering students. I think our students from the Faculty of Engineering and Computing. And we are in the conference. Really is an engineering graphics conference. So what that means is that we are actually, the language that we are using today at this conference is the language of graphics. So if you notice, one of the things you'll notice about the posters is the fact that the amount of words, it's kind of different from most of the posters that you're used to, because most posters you'll have both pictures and diagrams. But if you notice, what you have is that you have more pictures than diagram on these posters. Really, you just have a short introduction, and then most of the other things that you see are graphics, really. So graphics is the language that we're using throughout this conference. And even the presentations, they are limited on the amount of words, but they are more in graphics and how graphics can be used, and how graphics can be used as a teaching tool, and also how it can aid learning.
Fantastic.
So that is what this conference is about. So this afternoon there will be a competition, a poster competition, where these posters will be assessed by judges from the American Society of Engineering Education, and they will decide on a winner.
This one, is it about engineering on architecture for house? What are these pictures? Who is this one?
Yes, I'm gonna ask one of the civil engineering students to explain what is going on in this poster.
Okay, good afternoon.
My name is
O'Shane Thompson, and in this poster it serves as an example to see what can be done to old dilapidated building downtown Kingston. So here you can see this is the old version of the building, and right here is what we expect it to look like after engineering has done, after we have worked on this project. So as you can see, based on the graphics design, this is how the interior of the office will look. So back again, this is the old GRN of the building, and we expect to turn it into a multi-story office complex. So each floor will look as it is right here, where we use AutoCAD Revits to get this architectural view, so that it looks like this. These are the original floors of the building, where the bottom floor, the ground floor, we have parking lots, as you can see right here.
Yeah.
Because of the parking area in Kingston, so we need parking spots. And the first floor, we have a lobby area and a few office spaces.
Will you now tear the building down to do this, or are you going to construct around the what's there?
Okay, we plan to use portal frames. So what we will do is we won't damage the existing building. because of its historical features. So we'll have portal frames in the building. These are the columns. So the new building will be kind of inside the old building. So the old building will act as a skirting for the first 2 floors.
Fantastic.
So that way the building won't have to be demolished.
What a student who can't afford to go to UTECH, what would that student need to have at home so he can start, working from home through YouTube and so on?
First thing he needs to have is a laptop and access to the internet. He needs to have AutoCAD, and he needs to have access to learn how to use AutoCAD.
Yes.
So once you learn how to use AutoCAD, then you can develop these drawings. However, certain engineering principles, you need to have proper knowledge to know exactly what can be done and what could be done to get this to look.
First and foremost, internet.
Yeah.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Spanish Town.
So you have internet in Spanish Town?
Yeah, where I live.
Not everywhere. Not everywhere in Spanish Town in St. Catherine?
I can't talk everywhere, but where I live, I have internet.
Are you right in town?
Repeat?
Are you in town or out of?
Old Harbour Road.
Okay, so internet, the wire them run there. So how do you, for you like in my hills of Maroon Town, St. James, would you recommend that they get internet there?
Yeah, sure, because without internet then you can't access the beans. You can't stay home and learn without internet unless you're going to live at the library. And it's very hard these days because information is so easily passed over the internet.
Thank you for talking on Bob Arts Television.
Okay,
Respect. Yes, sir. Great.
Yeah.
You see the importance of internet.
Yes. I heard you ask a question about learning and what they need to learn this, and the student said they need internet and a computer so that they could start teaching themselves AutoCAD and everything. But one other thing that I would recommend is that the student also try to see if they could get into one of the engineering programs at the University of Technology, especially the civil engineering program.
But affordability.
Affordability, one other thing that we need to remember is that there are a lot of scholarships that are available, but you have to come in order to find that out. And right now, I understand that paying your tuition is a challenge.
And it's an investment in yourself.
It is an investment in yourself. And I think that a lot is being done because there are scholarships being offered by the university. Private sector would offer different scholarships. And also there is the student loan.
True.
And I would recommend students, and I know students would have a challenge, and they're talking about the student taking the student loan and paying back and everything like that. But they should see it as an investment in themselves.
So companies that has need for his work should, these corporate should be more cooperative. Word I'm looking for.
Sponsor students and give scholarships and everything. They're doing that. Yeah. We have a lot of private sector scholarships at the University of Technology. I really don't want to name any particular company now for fear that I might leave someone out. And but these scholarships are available. But students wouldn't know unless they actually come out and then apply, and then it start moving from there.
Tell me about the Montego Bay campus.
The Montego Bay campus is, as I said, I'm the head of engineering, and we have not spread the engineering program to the Montego Bay campus now. So if you're in Montego Bay and you're interested in doing engineering, we have an arrangement with the Montego Bay Community College, where you could do the first year at the Montego Bay Community College, and then you come to UTECH and you continue. It's a seamless transition because we have an agreement between both institutions. to articulate into the engineering program from the Montego, from 3 community colleges, Montego Bay Community College, Knox Community College, and Portmore Community College.
Fantastic.
Right, so right now, that is how we would cater for the students in the western end of Jamaica.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, respect.
Although the battle seems so hot in Babylon, the conflict gets sore and things get really harder. We wait.
I'm Jeff.
Jeff, where you come from?
I'm from Ireland.
So you understand Jamaican language, man. You say where you come from and you answer.
Yeah, I fully understand it.
You're from here?
I'm from Ireland.
Okay.
But I'm currently studying in Sweden
Yes, yes.
for a year. So that's why I ended up here.
My grandmother was Irish.
Oh yeah.
So that's why my
Wow.
blonde is coming out. That's why my
good.
blonde
Very
coming out,
good.
man.
Yeah.
So you're here
Yeah.
at a UTECH host conference.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, so I'm a PhD student.
Yes.
And one of the things that we try to do as often as possible is come to conferences.
Yes, yes.
Because we spend a lot of time, like years, working on projects, and we like to think it's important.
Yeah.
At least we think, like other people might not. But
True, true.
And it's nice to come here and tell other people what we're doing and listen to what other people are doing.
Yes, yes,
and start making collaborations that we can like work
Yes,
together with
yes,
people.
yes, yes.
Particularly for me, I'm really interested in education and students learning.
Yeah, man.
So when I come to these conferences, it's learning more ways to help students learn better.
Fantastic.
That's kind of what I do, at least
So-
what I try to do.
So my people up in the hills of St. James, South
Okay.
St. James, an area called Point, who most of them grew up as farmers.
Yeah.
My father's a banana farmer, and I know a banana farmer.
Yeah.
And but a lot of us can't find the money to go to college.
Yeah.
Is there any learning tools we could use to further our education via the internet?
Yeah. So there's a lot of web platforms that offer courses. So there's one particular one. I've done 3 courses on a website called Coursera, and universities around the world create and put their courses online and
Yes.
teach you through video lectures, and you can do them for free. But you can also do them paid, and you get a certificate at the end for about $40.
Oh wow.
And it's nice because it's a real university.
Yes, yes.
Like Stanford, Harvard, Duke. A lot of American universities do this, and a lot of European universities. Like I've done one in Erasmus University in Rotterdam from the Netherlands, and that's a nice way, I think, to get qualifications
Yeah, get
that isn't
started, get
hugely expensive,
See.
and you can do it at your own pace.
Is
So
that
if you-
your creation? Is that you?
no, I've been a student of these courses.
Okay.
I've gone and I've tried to learn myself from them.
Yes.
And what's nice is you can learn in your own pace.
Yes,
so
yes.
if you're
What's your specialty?
me, I'm studying human intelligence in STEM education.
So can you create intelligence in human?
Yeah.
Or you pull out the intelligence in the human?
Yeah, so they know some things. So we know that if we train intelligence,
Yes.
that roughly around the age of 24, it'll always revert back to your normal levels.
Yes.
We can give you a boost, a temporary boost.
Yes, yes.
And that's really important in helping young students kind of initially work in a particular subject area. So we know there are certain parts of intelligence that are important for STEM.
Yeah.
And if you're a student who finds STEM quite difficult, we can give you a training intervention. One of them has been designed by Professor Cheryl Sorby, who's here today.
Yes.
And that can help those students who are finding it difficult in the early stages until they get enough expertise to support themselves.
What is STEM?
STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics.
Good.
So it's just a group of subjects
Yes, yes.
that I'm really only talking about because this particular conference is about engineering, graphics education,
Yes.
which is a sub-component of STEM.
Yes.
But I mean, these things are important for all of learning. It's not just STEM, it's also the arts, the humanities, subjects like music, and
Yes.
all of those subjects. Like, it's always important to.
Your presentation today,
Yeah,
I heard it was very inspirational.
yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Absolutely. So, There is an idea that a particular part of your intelligence called spatial ability is important in STEM education. And spatial ability, so it's to think visually.
Yeah. Okay.
And it has been shown for decades that it's important.
Yes.
And my work is saying, yes, we know that's important, but is there something else that's also important? And if we could find out what those other things are, maybe we could help people more.
Yes, yes.
So my work is saying, we know that there are about at least 84 different intellectual factors.
Yes.
And not all of them
me?
in everybody. In absolutely everybody. And everybody has them at slightly different levels.
Yes.
So while you might be stronger in one area, I might be stronger in another.
Yes.
And it's all about figuring out what ones are important for what context.
Yes.
So if you're studying maths, what parts of intelligence are important for maths?
Yeah.
And once we know that, now we can
That's
teach you.
easy.
We can teach you.
Yeah.
We can train this. We
And
can
you
help
can
you.
absorb it better.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet.
That's my work, and that's what I was talking about today. Was to find out as best as possible what are the parts of intelligence that we really need to be helping our students with.
True.
And that's my work.
Oh, fantastic, man. So more youth can learn if they balance.
Exactly.
See.
Exactly. But what I'm afraid of is that we always like when you see that something works, you like to go jump on it. Exactly.
Yes.
But sometimes we need to take a step back and say, yeah, that might work. But if we pretend that's the only thing that works, we might never help everyone enough.
Okay.
So let's try and figure out exactly what we need to know before doing too much.
Yes.
So that was what I spoke about today.
See, so we can get something to go along with this interview.
Absolutely,
too.
I can give you my slides, and I can give you my paper, and you can put that up online or anything like that. Absolutely.
Hey man, thanks for talking to us
No
on
problem.
Bob Arts
It was a
Television.
pleasure.
My Irish brother. Yeah, man, one love.
Very good.
You tell the people your name again.
So my name is Jeff Buckley, and I'm a PhD student from KTH in Sweden.
Fantastic. Don't go nowhere. Enough more coming.
Boom, this is Kenyatta Hill representing for Asta Black. I want to tell you something. Kensington, Maroontown, Gallant, whole South St. James. Look forward, man.
This is pretty exciting to have 7 wonderful posters this evening, and to have this opportunity for these great students to present and to have a competition. So the rules are, as I've been instructed to inform you, is that each team will have 2 minutes to present, and that is timed. Dr. Sorby, who's very mean, I know this, will let you know if you go over 2 minutes. So we will go right in order. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are labeled just like they are on the program. So we will do that. So I would just like to introduce the students individually as we go through this. So on poster number 1, we have O'Shane Thompson. What? Number 6. Uh-oh. Number 6.
You're right, they're not in order.
They're not in order.
We numbered them. We could fix that though. We could, that's a good thing.
We could fix that.
Let's fix that right now because that would be less confusing when you have your list.
Yes.
Okay, so structured redesign. You find the number 1 tag.
I got the number 1 tag.
Okay.
All right.
Composite bamboo.
Which
Find
one is
number
that?
2.
Where's number?
Application of advanced technology. That's number 3. Who's that?
Where's that? Where's that one?
Nobody's there? New and improved plasma cutter. You are number 4.
That's number 2? Number 3 is right here.
No, yes, 3. Application of advanced.
Number 3.
Yes.
Well, they had these up right before I got here.
This is being recorded as an intelligence test.
It's a hurdle. Where's that one?
What number is
You
that?
are number 5.
Okay.
You are
Can you use
OTK, phone case. Number 6. You gotta go find number 6.
We need an expert to clean
And
this up.
time and effects.
Where's Jeff? We
Where's
need an
time and
expert to clean
effects?
this up. Jeff.
Right there, number 7.
Sort it out.
Okay. So now the numbers here
Okay.
match the numbers there.
All right,
That
so
was my-
let's run through this real quick and make sure we've got everybody. So on number 1, O'Shane Thompson and Al-Rahim James, right? Okay. Number 2, Dina K. Tomlinson. Great. Number 3, Christopher Roberts. No.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. Okay, number 4, Ricardo Hunter.
No, Gervais Sterling.
Gervais, you're gonna do it, okay? I was gonna get there. And Swain Mitchell, those are the authors, right?
Yes, but Swain is not here, unfortunately.
Okay, so just Gervais tonight. All right, and then number 5, Samuel Haywood, Tammy Lee Mitchell, Peter Williams. Good. And number 6, Zoran Wakas.
Akin Peter King.
And Akin Peterson. Okay. And then number 7, Michael Miller, Tavon Powell, Kyle Lee, sorry I don't have my glasses on, Nicholas Wellington, and Kimani Gale.
This is not number 7, though.
No. Well, that's an error, but it is okay. We'll have that correct on here.
What happened?
But it's number 7. It's number, the names there should have been named.
The names are not the same persons.
Yeah, but the study is the same.
Oh, just have the wrong names for presenters?
Yeah. We have imposters.
Who will be presenting? Who will be presenting number 7?
The student name on this is the right poster. But what's the student name? What's the student name that goes here? Name of the student.
It doesn't matter.
This is the
Norm.
We're good?
Norm, it doesn't matter. Don't mess with their poster.
As long as, as long as number 7 is about crime and its effects on the environment, we're good. All right. So for the rest of us, after the presentation, so we'll go through a 2-minute presentation for each poster in the order that the numbers are now.
Good afternoon. This poster is an example of what can be done to old dilapidated buildings in the Kingston area. Now, in Kingston, we have a lot of old buildings that are not being used. So what we have done here is we have turned a 2-story storage complex into a 8-story office complex. Right? How we did that, we used piles. We use a portal frame method with pile foundation. So the program we used was AutoCAD Rivets to do the architectural work, and to do the design work we used AutoCAD Robots because it was more applicable at the time. So as you can see here, we have a parking lot for the first floor of the old building. This parking lot was developed because in the Kingston area there is nowhere to park. So we have to consider parking. Additionally, we had a lobby area and office spaces on each floor going up. Because electricity is a big problem in Jamaica, we use double photovoltaic glass around the building to help with the electricity consumption. Here you can see an architectural view using rivets of what inside of each office will look like. As you can see here, all of the portal frame members, they are cased with drywood, right? This is because it gives a better view, and also downtown is near the waterfront. They need to protect these metal members from water. So, thank you.
And number 2.
Okay, hi. I'll be presenting on composite bamboo concrete building, and this design is for tropical housing. So the problem that we're facing here in Jamaica is that it's very hot all the time, all year round. And so because of that, we need a material that we can use to insulate the building in order to keep it cool all throughout the day. So the solution to that is bamboo, as you can see here. but we have used AutoCAD architecture to produce drawing layouts because the buildings that we're focusing are two-story buildings, and you can see the cross sections here, front elevation, rear elevation, stuff like that. And here you have the details of the soakaway pit, the septic tank, and the reed bed, all necessary for housing structures. So back to the bamboo. How it is produced is that the bamboo is a template with bolts from the corners, and the concrete is poured into the bamboo template, and so it is secured to the bolts when it's dried. And these are not single, but they're panels. So it's panels of bamboo placed on the surface, which is used to keep the building cool throughout the day. This is necessary for Jamaica. As I said, it's hot all year round. And also we have wood, which is another alternative to that. And also we have mixed the concrete with polystyrene to also act as another insulation mechanism to keep the building cool. So that is the design for this.
Thank you very much. Okay, present presentation number 3.
All right, yeah, that's me. All right, so good afternoon. And even though they say, a picture paints 1,000 words, 2 minutes will not give me enough time to give you 1,000 words. So let me see what I can fit in 2 minutes. Now, I'll be presenting on the application of advanced technology to the development of a commercial facility. Now, essentially, what this building is really a net zero energy building, meaning a building that uses the same amount of energy that it produces. So we made use of 2 softwares. Using ETABS, we did some structural analysis, and we did use Revit. Now, we did the structural analysis here. You can see the frame of the building, and we use ETABS to do a bending moment reaction display as well. So you see where the red marking here is larger. These members experience a larger bending moment, and the moment gets smaller as we go to the top. We also see a core right here in the building that it makes space for the staircase and the elevator. Right here, the building was also designed for seismic load, earthquake load, as well as wind load. So right here we have a Richter scale that shows the seismic load that was tested on, and we see that it wasn't experiencing much load. It was kind of a bit neutral based on the color spectrum. Right here, for image number 4, where we use Revit, this is just a cutaway showing the section elevation of the building, showing the staircase. Right, this image right here shows the pile foundation. We use a combination of strip pile and group pile, and this rendering right here shows exactly what the building would look like, from a 3D perspective. And this shows the parking layout, because everywhere needs parking. So essentially, this building is very unique because it's a pyramid-like shape. The pyramid shape gives it an identity, and also the pyramid is really a unique shape because it doesn't really cast a shadow on itself. So it's one of those very unique shapes. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Go ahead. Can I go ahead now? She has to start.
Sorry. Okay, I think I'm ready.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Now, what is represented here is an actual machine that's at UTECH. It is a plasma cutter. For those of us who are unfamiliar, it's used to create profiles, patterns rather, in flat plate material. The problem that we have is that it is not very reliable in positioning itself repeatedly because it's basically a closed loop system, so we can't relate the G code to the actual workpiece on the bed. The aesthetic side of this design was done using Adobe InDesign, and the technical side was done using Autodesk Inventor. Now, the key aspects of this design is namely the guide bar in yellow, as well as the handles, because it is actually a manual mechanism, the rack, which is here, as well as the indicator. The indicator is used so we can accurately locate the cutting center of the torch. The the guides as well as the guide bar allows us to fix the workpiece in the longitudinal direction, and the motion of the guide bars themselves locates the workpiece in the transverse direction. So we have an X datum and a Y datum, as well as the start point, reliable, so we can establish it each time. So the main advantage of this design is that it allows for mass production. So easily we just open this right jaw or left jaw, whichever is more convenient, so we can accurately locate the workpiece every time. Thank you.
Okay, poster number 5.
Sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. This is our poster. Don't curdle, it's a hurdle. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering what the word curdle means. It comes from a phrase or common saying, blood curdle, or when your blood curdles. It's actually when described a state of when you're agitated or frightened. So we link that to our hurdle now to actually describe the state where actually when you're faced with an obstacle in your life, you don't actually become frightened. Just meditate on the hurdle and actually overcome it. It's actually an obstacle. But onto the poster itself now. This actually 2 softwares are used to generate from conceptualization of the idea to the finished product that you see here. Autodesk Inventor and Adobe Photoshop. Now in Autodesk Inventor, the beauty of it is that you can actually draw each part and then assemble it. So what we did was to draw 3 parts. We have the base, we have the foam cross rail, and the pin. So we actually created a zoomed image here for you to actually observe it. And what we did was to design a hurdle that could be adjusted to 4 of the IAAF standards that you see below here. Now what you see around this diagram is the stress analysis that we use on the hurdle itself. So that will actually describe the factor of safety and help you determine how safe this hurdle is after you produce it.
As it relates to the other software, Adobe Photoshop, it's a very user-friendly software. It's generally used for like printing invitations and everything, but persons who love graphics like myself can use it for graphics designing. As you can see here, what this program does is that you can add each of the components individually. So you would add the page, then the various persons, and as you can see here. So just take a look.
On to number 6.
Alright, well, today my name is Akim Peter King. I know you all have a cell phone in your pocket right now, right? Yes. I can agree with that. This is a new type of phone case design that was done in Inventor. The poster itself was designed by using Adobe Photoshop, right? So if you have a phone in a case and you're at a certain height and it falls, it can be damaged the same way, right? And that's the only function it serves. But me and my team, Zoran, Wakis, and Stuart, came together to try to make a phone case that can still be safe while doing other function, right? Here is a suction valve on our phone case that can be placed on walls or any other surface or for a car driver to be fixed and used, right? Also, the phone case has the ability to rotate and extend, and it can fit different size phones, right? So if you want to change your phone today to a different size, but for a range right now in the first design, you can do that and still keep your same old phone case. So that's the thing about this phone case now. It's reliable, it's efficient, and it's just for you. Thank you all.
And now poster number 7.
Okay, good evening again, everyone. My name is Nelsa Salmon. I'm really just filling in for the actual brains behind the operation. Now, this piece is entitled Heroes and Villains. Now, this is an animated piece. Now, this is creating a creative escape for all. We have a worldwide problem of crime, and I'm sure that many of us can attest to that. So, in truth and in fact, we're shifting and using the urban space to create a community that many of us deem at risk, to create that epitome of an environment for all, so that we can all live together in that cohesive environment. So of course, many of us, we have our heroes and our villains. Of course, what do we basically look at? Our heroes are the ones that uplift the community versus our villains, the ones that deteriorate our community. We're talking about a dilapidated environment. I'm not sure if most of you are really familiar with certain aspects of communities that they deem at risk. You see many problems, but we're trying to create the solution here. And we feel that if everyone is integrated and aspects of them come out in the community, it will be much more easier for us to live in that space. So basically, this in itself is taking you away from reality while creating that current space and that future that we need to go to for it to be much more inclusive. And that's basically it. Some of the software that was used to create this was Adobe, and of course, yeah, one of them was Adobe. So, yeah, that's it.
Those were excellent. Thank you very much for making the presentations. Okay, so the bad news is that we're ahead of schedule.
Hey, Mr. Chin, every day you give me Pepsi. One to the left like me and lag and style. Oh yeah, Mr. Chin, boy you feel send the right thing, Mr. Chin. Boy you feel send the right thing, Mr. Chin. Boy you feel send the right thing, every morning you get up in supermarket. All I see is flour and biscuit. Me can't get no flour in a brown paper bag. Say all I see is the plastic bag, Mr. Chin. Boy, you feel sell the right thing, Mr. Chin. You feel sell the right thing. Say all you got to do your own thing. Say walk to the soft drink and I'm the kid. Never know Mr. Chin coulda sing. They never know Mr. Chin coulda sing. Lang shang lang pai. Lang shang lang pai. Lang shang lang a picky pai pai. A picky pai pai po po. Mr. Chin, boy you feel sell the right thing, Mr. Chin.